Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. So I would like to take this opportunity to first express my deep gratitude and appreciation to each and every one of you for taking your valuable time to be here. I'm sure in Brooklyn on a Sunday night, you could be doing so many things, right? Being in New York, anything is possible, right? But instead, you all decided to gather in this little room in the basement of this building. Some of you for the first time. Anyone who's here for the first time? Okay, great. So, the choices we make in life, we could be doing anything so many different times. So sometimes we wonder, how did it happen? How did it happen that Sham Bindu Prabhu has come to save me?
Well, I had to come with a screwdriver.
So, yeah, I really want to thank all of you for taking your valuable time to be here. I'm very grateful to you for that. There is a teacher in our lineage, some of you may know of him. He's a little famous, especially those from India. His name is Chanakya Pandit. Anyone knows of Chanakya? So he says that more valuable than money, and some of you might be like, what's more valuable than money? But more valuable than money is? Beautiful, thank you. Adam is the first of all humans. He is the first man. And yeah, money we can get back. I've known many people over the years who are very wealthy, and almost all of them have said they were bankrupt at least once, if not more. Wealthy people know you can lose it all, but you can always get it back. But 1 second spent is gone forever. You can never get it back. So how we spend, and in that sense, time is our greatest commodity, which means that how we choose to spend our time is the most valuable and important investment. Money will follow. Money will follow that. Just like our thoughts. Our thoughts are what leads to our actions. So often people think that it's all about what I do. But no, it's really all about what you think and how you think. And that's one of the most difficult things. Anyone here finds it difficult sometimes to control how you think or what you think? Anyone? I'm not the only one. Please help me out. Just raise your hand so I know I'm not alone in the world here. Okay. Yeah, we have this little thing going on. We often identify it as happening here because it's almost like we hear it here. But the Bhagavat, the great sages of India, they say that actually the mind, you've heard of the mind? And if you don't know what the mind is, it's that little voice that's saying, why is this guy going on about this little voice? It's that little voice that talks to you when no one else is talking to you. When you're on your own, it's the little voice that sometimes you wish would just shut up. It's the little voice that sometimes maybe gives you good advice, and then sometimes you might even hear another little voice that says, don't worry about that. Anyone has that? Anyone has that going on inside them sometimes? Dialogues. I think if you get more than 2 or 3, then you might need to speak to somebody. But usually, usually it's a good 2, 3, and sometimes it's like you're in the middle. It's like there's the proverbial devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other, and they're like, hey, yeah, don't listen to me, don't listen to me. And the but the American Indian culture, they describe this, that within every living entity, there are two dogs. Two dogs. They describe it as two dogs within each and every person. One dog is the good dog, and the other dog is obviously the bad dog. Now, I'm sure some of you were in New York, right? So we've seen some good dogs. Anyone here seen some bad dogs? Yeah, exactly. And the question often is, well, which dog is more powerful? Which dog wins? Because they're always fighting for supremacy. They're fighting for position, for pole position in the heart. It's amazing that we're so close to the subway, isn't it? Like, I felt like I was on that train that went by. So the answer is, which dog wins? Which is the most powerful? And the answer is the one that we feed. Who said that? Yeah, the one we feed the most. Which means whichever one barks loudest. Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes we just act. And you don't have to raise your hand, because I know if you don't raise your hand, you'll be lying. But how many of us have ever said, I'm never going to do that again? Anyone ever said that? You don't have to raise your hand. But if you don't, I know you did anyway. It's okay. And how many people did it again? Exactly. So this is the nature of the material world, that the mind is, according to the Bhagavatam, according to the Bhagavad Gita. Anyone here has ever read the Bhagavad Gita? Yeah. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it explains that the mind can either be our best friend or our worst enemy. But Bhagavad Gita explains that we can deliver ourselves with the help of the mind. So the mind we have to make our best friend. And we're going to discuss today how to do that. Anyone is interested in knowing how to make the mind the best friend? Yes? Okay. If you're not, you can just hang around until we serve the food, and then you'll be... So, I have a little presentation, but we don't need to see it. So the talk tonight is about, because next week on Thursday, now I'm originally from America, but I lived for 30 years in the UK, and specifically in London. And in London, they don't have Thanksgiving. So actually, after about 20 years, I kind of forgot about Thanksgiving as an event or a holiday. But right before I left, a couple of people were like, oh, in America they have Thanksgiving. Don't you want to celebrate Thanksgiving? And we started to have these little gatherings, which we were calling Thanksgiving gatherings. Now, my memories of Thanksgiving had nothing to do with giving thanks, really. Anyone has that experience? Usually it's about a lot of gluttony. Eating until you can hardly move. That's right. And then either sitting down, lying down, and watching some football game or doing something like that. And it's just, and we kind of forget about the thanks. Of course, I had a kind of big family, and there was maybe a little bit of a spiritual inclination. So at least before we ate, we would say, grace. You know, my dear Lord, thank us for these bountiful offerings, kind of thing. And then it'd be like, tuck in. You know? So Thursday is Thanksgiving. Who here kind of celebrates Thanksgiving? Anyone? Since coming back, I notice a lot of people are like, oh, it's Thanksgiving. I'm away for the weekend. I'm away now with family. So it's a time of being with family. But just like Christmas, which is another holiday that's coming up soon, they have immense spiritual overtones, immense undercurrents of spiritual significance, which unfortunately are very often missed or often forgotten. Christmas becomes about gifts. It becomes more about receiving, although we're often giving. It becomes about spending. Christmas has become about some white guy with a white beard and a red suit.
It was commercialized.
It's very commercialized. Thanksgiving, we see turkeys, like living turkeys, advertising Thanksgiving, but I doubt the turkeys are very thankful, right? We kind of, it's that kind of program. So there's a lot of marketing around it. But the essence of Thanksgiving is to be thankful, to give thanks. And that means basically developing a mentality or a consciousness of gratefulness, to be grateful. So we're going to discuss a little bit about gratitude. Before we start, I would just like to take a moment here because quite a few of you are here for the first time, and probably most of you don't even know the people in the room or anyone you're sitting next to. But I would like to help to resolve that by asking you to turn to the person next to you, and not the person that you know. So some of you were maybe thinking, that's easy. I'm going to turn to this person that I came with. No, if you're here as a couple, if you're here as friends, please don't speak to your friend. This is an opportunity to get to know someone else. So I'd like for you to turn to them, and I would like for you to introduce yourself, and then I would like for you to say one thing that you are grateful for that has happened today. Something today that you're grateful for. And don't make it up, but figure out how to be grateful for something that has happened today. Yeah? So we're just going to give you a couple of minutes. Now make sure both of you get an opportunity to exchange. Does that make sense? Okay. And we're going to keep doing this until they fix the TV. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to give Shampoo a little grief. Go ahead, please do that. Make sure you speak to someone you don't know. So it's interesting how it's, have we been recording all this time? Okay. It's interesting how when we start, everyone's really nervous, but as soon as you start talking about, especially when we talk about ourselves, right, we could go on for hours. We could.
Telling us to shut up.
I'm not, no.
Low key, kind of you are.
So would someone like to share what the other person was grateful for?
I could share.
Okay, please do.
She said it's pretty miraculous. Like today, she got her long-time desire fulfilled by finding a really good mridanga teacher, who is a Nataba. Nataba, yes.
I mean, I
It's
just come out of the room and he just
Yeah.
right there in front of me, and I just said, oh, where is the way to go? And he said like, that's the way. And I said, oh, do you know when is the music class? He said, oh, it's at this time. Then I asked, what's your name? Nataba.
Who's one of our in-house monks.
Uh-huh.
So big round of applause. That's great. Someone else would like to share?
Hi everyone. So I'm very grateful to know Sebastian from Colombia.
Sebastian from Colombia.
Yeah, and my name is Biswa Mitra.
Vishwamitra.
Yeah, so through two culture meet each other. See, exchanging, and the know-how, their culture is, and how give some hint about our culture. So it's what a gratitude for me, learning some culture, and meeting you guys, of course.
Okay.
Right? It's I'm very thankful that I was giving time. Of course, someone who gave this time, by his will, I met you guys. Thank you.
Yay, thank you. Thank you, Vishwamitra. No problem. Someone else would like to share? One more. Seems to be coming this way. You can tell us your name also.
My name is Shine. Nice to meet everyone. Nice to see some old friends, new friends. I'll share Monique, if that's okay, if I share what you said. I was super grateful that you got to speak with your mom today, and that your mom is alive and well.
Yay! Loving that one.
Hey, for the mamas.
Sorry?
One time for the mamas.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'm grateful that Sham was here to fix the TV. Not that we needed it, but big round of applause for him. I think he left now. He's off to save someone else. He's like Superman, you know? He's like the temple Superman. So someone would like to read this for me? Oh, what's on there? Yeah.
Gratitude.
Yes.
The positive state of being grateful. An overwhelming feeling of appreciation and thankfulness. And the desire to return kindness to others.
Really nice definition of gratitude. I felt like it covered so many things. Anything stands out for anyone in this definition of gratitude? Yes, Adam.
The positive state of being grateful.
Positive state of being grateful. And why did that stand out for you?
Because of the word positive.
Okay.
Because people throw positivity loosely everywhere.
Yeah.
But this is just very direct, and it says overwhelming, meaning it's overpowering your current state of mind. Being
Okay.
with positivity instead of negativity.
Great. Loving that. And so Sham's back in the room. So what did we do a few minutes ago? We were all really grateful to Sham. So we're going to give him a big round of applause. Sham will fix it. Yes, so we were talking earlier about the good dog and the bad dog. And so being positive generally is the good dog. So this is how we kind of start to train the mind. So the idea is that the more that we can generate gratitude in life, the more that we can learn to be grateful for situations and circumstances, then we start to feed the good dog. Does that make a little bit of sense? Because often it's the bad dog. What does the bad dog do? Yeah, bark. I mean, this is the dog idea, but what is it? What is the bad dog? What is the bad aspect of the mind usually doing? Ruminating. Nice. What does ruminating mean?
It means dwelling on the neggy stuff.
Oh, man. Anyone has that? The dwelling mind that just oh, that thing. Oh, it's still there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ruminating. Anything else? What does the bad dog do?
Gives negative messages like, I need more, or I'm not good enough.
Beautiful.
I'm not doing
I mean, it's
enough.
not beautiful, but exactly, yeah. Give me more. I'm not good enough. Yes.
It dirties your Krishna consciousness.
It dirties your Krishna consciousness. Okay. We'd need to unpack that a little bit, but yeah.
Overthink and spoil.
Say again?
Overthinking and it's a spoiler.
Oh, it's a spoiler.
Yeah, you overthink for no reason.
Oh, overthink. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So we overthink. Overthink things, this, too much. What is that? Analysis paralysis. Right? Thinking so much that you don't do anything. You become paralyzed and can't really move. Oh, if I do this, this will happen. If I do that, that'll happen. So basically, we're trying to create an attitude of gratitude. So what do you think are some of the benefits of the cultivation of an attitude of gratitude? What do you think are some of the benefits?
I'd say if anything happens in life, you're grateful that it happened, you're able to move forward instead of focusing on the bad, and you look at the positive outlooks to get yourself out of a bad situation.
Okay, beautiful. I'm just thinking whenever someone speaks, because I do this a lot, you can pass that microphone around. And just so you know, the microphone is not going to make it louder in the room, but it's going to connect to this system so that people can later hear your input. So would you like to repeat what you were just said?
So, importance about having an attitude of gratitude is that it's able for you to get out of a bad situation if you ever are in one, able to move forward. And if in a good situation, you're grateful that it's happening and you're able to continue that action consciously.
Beautiful. Very nice. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? What do you think is a benefit of an attitude of gratitude? Gosh, that's it? Otherwise, do you see, if we don't really see that there's some benefit, we won't do it, right? We're often motivated by, they say in life, people are motivated by two things, pain or pleasure. And you might think, I'm not really motivated by pain, but if I pull out a gun, you'll feel very motivated all of a sudden, to run, you know. But pain and pleasure, so there might be an ice cream truck over there giving out some ice cream, or maybe it's winter, so maybe they're giving out warm drinks. And you're like, yeah, I'll go over there. But if someone pulls out a cattle prod, you're like, I'm moving fast. It's no problem. So we're either motivated by pain or pleasure. So what are some positive things that we could see? Someone else took the mic? Yes, Todd.
A state of gratitude allows you to be more creative.
Beautiful. I like that. Yeah, we can open up the channels of creativity and get inspiration. Beautiful. Anything else anyone can think of? Okay. And don't tell me. I know you're from Colombia.
Yeah.
And he said your name. His is Vishwamitra, and yours was also with a V or B.
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
God, how did I get that? Sebastian. Yes.
I think that it also helps us with do not feel envy, because we are okay with what we have and we don't desire what other people have.
I love that. That is so
like it
good.
helps us be conformed with what we have.
Yeah, we're often in the, what's the term? Keeping up with the Joneses. You've heard that term? Like, what do the neighbors got? Oh, they got a new electric car. Why don't we have one? Or this one's got that bag, or this one's got that thing, and why don't I have it? So if we're grateful, if we have an attitude of gratitude, then we're grateful for what we have. And we don't need to feel envy. It's beautiful. Thank you. Quick question, on the scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your attitude of gratitude? And you don't have to say this out loud. This is a little inner reflection. But where would you say you are? Are you a 4? Are you one of the people? See, I'm one of these people, when I walk into a room, I see what's wrong. That's not a bad thing, because we also need to see how to fix stuff, like the TV. I'm like the guy that like, oh, the TV's broke, let's figure out how to fix it. Some people are like, TV's broke, who cares? So it can be either way, and neither is necessarily right or wrong. But who here finds that their attitude of gratitude, they're able to be grateful in even the most difficult of circumstances? That's sort of like an 8, 9, 10. Or you find that actually the cultivation of gratitude is something I really need to work on. I'm kind of like a 2 or a 3, maybe a 4. Like, I'm so grateful for those trains. It helps me to remember that New York is still running, Okay, so that's a little internal reflection. I had them passing that around when they were speaking. Chandra, I was letting them know. Okay, so here's some very inexpensive gratitude techniques, okay? We're not going to charge you for this slide, but every slide after this will cost you, okay? You're supposed to laugh. That was a joke. Okay, so the first one is appreciation or kind words. So it's real easy to just, who here finds that sometimes they say not such nice things to people or about people? Anyone? Anyone brave enough to raise their hand? Okay. It's only a few of us. The rest of you are just like saintly, right? So God bless you. Please help us. Please pray for us. But it's so easy. The easiest thing you can do, and I like to offer this as a challenge to you. Whatever is the thing that you do every day, maybe you get on the subway, you pass by the guards, you pass by the ticket person, to just stop and say, thank you. Watch your world change and watch the face of that other person change just by simply saying, thank you. Like I try to do this whenever I ride the bus. I get off the bus, and I don't like to exit at the back. I like to exit near the driver and say, thank you so much. And usually they're like shocked, like, what do you want? But if you just say thank you, or when you're in the shop and not to say thank you like thanks, but to look at them and say, thank you. And if you want to make it more powerful, be very personal. Thank you for being here every day. It makes a difference in my life that I can come to your shop and pick up the things that I need, you know? So thank you. Or thank you for coming. Today was a cold day or a wet day. I'm sure it must have been difficult. Thank you. And the more personal you are, the more that it touches the heart. And when we give gratitude, when we give thanks to others, you will be astonished at how wonderful it makes you feel inside. That's not the goal. That's just simply a byproduct. Does that make sense? So like that. Here's one I like because I'm always doing the opposite. It says, catch someone doing something right. Anyone here is a manager or a boss or a leader in some way or a teacher? Yeah. And often we're catching people doing something. You come and you're like, how come you were 10 minutes late? Why did you do this? Your lunch break was this long. You were out on a cigarette break. You did this. You did that. You broke this. You didn't set this up. Who is the person who broke the TV before? I really want to know. You know, it's like that. You're catching people doing, but to catch them doing something right means in those times when they're not doing something wrong, again, appreciate them for what they're doing right, because 364 days out of the year, they might be like showing up to work on time, but that one day they don't, you're late, right? Do you get it? And we all feel it. So the idea is just like, what's the famous Christian adage? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So we try to give some love. Random acts of kindness. This is also one of my favorites. And it can be a simple thing, again, like once I got some Post-it notes and I just wrote on them like little messages. This is when I was a monk living in I see some of your brahmacharis. When I was a monk living in the ashram, I just went around with my Post-it notes. They were orange, by the way. They have orange Post-it notes. And I wrote little messages for each of the monks and I put it on their bunk or on their sleeping bag. And I just thought, you know, a little random act of kindness. I don't need to wait for your birthday to be a nice person. And then I realized later that just by being a Hare Krishna, I got the right to be a happy person. I got the right to be grateful to others, to just be a nice person, you know. And in actual fact, if you're kind of a spiritual person, people sort of expect it, right? They kind of, like if you're in a foul mood, like I remember once I was in a quite moody and I started having a little argument with like the bus driver or something. And he's like, I thought you guys were meant to be happy. I was like, hey, I'm having a bad day. Cut me a break, okay? Fan the spark. So in other people, sometimes there's a spark of enthusiasm, or someone said creativity. You talked about creativity. Sometimes people have this spark of creativity, or they have an idea. Maybe you've had this experience where you've had a good idea and you go to your boss or you go to, you know, a friend or you go to someone and you think, hey, why don't we do this? And like, that's never going to work. Anyone's had that experience? And what do? It's like you've got this little spark and they pull out the fireman's hose. What's that?
Just like putting more gasoline or kerosene on the spark.
Okay. Yeah. So like that, we just, you know, fan it. You know, if you've ever started a fire, it starts really small. Now we don't generally blow on fire, but you know, there's blacksmiths. They have the bellows. They just go, and by putting air on it, what happens to that fire? And then with the 3 good blows, and you're like cooking some serious stuff, right? So just with a little bit of encouragement sometimes, it makes all the difference in the world. Who here likes to be encouraged? And if you don't raise your hand, I know you're lying. It's okay, I'll accept that. But yeah, you might think, I'm humble, I don't want it to be like, but even the humblest of people like to be encouraged, you know? Next one is just listen confidentially. The challenge in life is that we have 1 of these and 2 of these, but this works twice as much as these. It's an interesting concept. So often we like to talk, but we very rarely like to listen. And everyone loves someone who likes to? No, listen. Don't lie, Adam. You know you don't, because you like to talk. So we really like someone who likes to listen. And then the last one is to try to cultivate some empathy. Who here knows what empathy is? It's very different from sympathy. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy drives connection. Sympathy means I feel bad for you. Empathy means I feel what you're feeling, brother. Whew. Thank you for sharing with me. Does that make sense? So like that. So cultivate some empathy. So these are just little tips. They're free. Now, we're quite over time. Is it really 7:38? How did it get there? Dear Lord. Having fun, yeah. So I'm going to skip this one. But this is a little thing I do whenever I travel and we teach, especially when I teach in communities where they kind of know each other. I do this thing called MMFV. And the idea is that if everyone you see is wearing a little badge around their neck that says MMFV, make me feel valued. And I get all these people who've known each other for years and hardly ever make each other feel valued to walk around the room for 10 minutes and see how many people they can make feel valued in the room. And by the end of this conversation, everyone is smiling, people are crying, people are laughing, and everyone says, that was the most amazing thing. I've known this person for 20 years. I don't think I've ever said anything nice to them. And it's incredible. Because that's what happens. Because we're often so, anyone here has like been in communities where we're all so busy. Anyone's got that? We're so busy. Like I knew some people in a community, they served together for like 25, almost 30 years in the same community. Then they went away on a retreat and they did this interactive exercise and they were like, hey, I know you. And then they started talking, they realized the only thing they'd ever said to each other in 30 years was Hare Krishna. Which is good enough, but, or as we say in the Hare Krishna movement, Hari Bol. So, hey, Hari Bol! And that's it, you know. We had one guy, he used to come in every day, my wife and I would do service together. And he would say, hey, Hari Bol, how are you? And she'd say, and then he'd just keep walking. He'd be like, was that a real question, or what was that? And one time she said, I'm dying from cancer, and he said, hi, and just kept walking. Oh my God. I mean, not trying to criticize him, but the point is that we often don't listen. But to make me feel valued. So just remember that. Whoever you see, just think, there's a little sign that says, make me feel valued, and just try it. See how that works. So again, yes, Mink.
Can I take a picture of the last
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I told you, every slide after this costs, and if you take pictures, it's double. Okay, let me go through them again. There you go. Oh, this was the free slide. You're lucky. Don't take any other pictures, okay?
I think we paid you time already. We're here, right?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. This guy's too clever. You gotta shut him down. Okay, so we discussed a little bit about this. Well, attitude of gratitude. Yeah. Anyway, time. It's okay. We got 2 more slides. Actually, I have 18 more slides, but Chandra, whenever I come, he's like, we're not going to eat on time today. Giant size in the house. So, question for you. What do you think is your biggest challenge to the cultivation of an attitude of gratitude? What do you think is your biggest challenge? Anyone, and if you would like to share, you don't have to. Okay, yeah.
Practice of ingratitude, complaining.
Okay, beautiful. It's not beautiful, but it's true. Yeah. Anyone here has become more practice at the art of complaining? I have to raise both of my hands and say, Haribol. Yes. So easy. It's so easy. Anyone else would like to share? Can we pass that mic? Get on the mic, Monique.
I feel like it's more about the people around me sometimes. like they complain a lot in a negative state, and I'll come in trying to be grateful and positive, and they kind of suck it out.
They're like, Monique, don't bring your light into our darkness. Yeah, association can be a real killer sometimes. Yeah. Anyone else? You had your hand raised. And your name again?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, yes.
I think resentment is the biggest one.
Ooh, I like that. I don't like it, but I get it. I've been there. Anyone has a little resentment in their heart? Yeah, we won't ask you to display what you resent. But yeah, it's bubbling away and we kind of resent something, and it's hard to be grateful either to the person or to the place or to the thing that we have some resentment around. Very good. One more. Someone else share who hasn't shared. Adam, he's right in the front. He's an eager beaver. We're not going to let him share anymore. Adam, we've had enough of your sharing, okay? Someone who hasn't shared yet. Could I call on you? I don't want to put you on the spot, but I don't think I've heard your voice yet. And I'd love to hear it. What's your name?
Eric.
Eric, beautiful. Thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say that I always wanted to have earrings like that, and I never did it. I hope I don't have to take birth again to do it, but I just want to appreciate that your courage to do that. Please, Eric, share something. Any challenges, or are you always grateful all the time, or you find anything holds you back?
I mean, I've been through a lot, and I've recovered quite well, so I am grateful that I'm still able to walk and talk and function after such severe injuries that I've sustained. Thank you. So I try and just always emanate gratitude because of what I've been through and what I've learned, and I fought and defeated anxiety and depression, which actually was a result of brain injuries from a severe motorcycle accident I had. And then grateful for my parents, my mom. She taught me since I was a little boy, always just compliment one person a day, if that, at least one person every day. So since I was young, I always knew to be happy and grateful and compliment others.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm fortunate.
Eric, you're like a treasure chest. I feel like I just unlocked like a beautiful treasure. Thank you for bearing your heart.
You're welcome.
And for sharing with us. And have you complimented someone yet today? Could you compliment me? What did they say? You go fishing for? I mean, you can compliment my hair if you like. My hairstyle. Just kidding. Thank you very much, Eric.
You're welcome. Thank
Okay,
you.
so just to appease Chandra, who's, doing so, and I just want to thank Chandra. It's hard for me to call him Chandra because I always call him Nityananda. But I just want to thank Chandra because he is doing so many amazing services here, and he's here every Sunday. I mean, he's got a family. He could be doing anything with his life. He's such a talented, gifted person. He is so capable in so many ways. And he's here giving of himself freely, like every week. On Saturday night, he's over at the Bhakti Center, giving of himself freely to so many people. And Tuesday night, are you doing the Tuesday night program here? I mean, you got to have balance in your life. So. But he's just, and in other things I know, he's always giving, always giving. So I just really want us all to give a big round of applause and let Chandra, Nityananda Chandra know that he is greatly valued. You make a difference in the world, Prabhu. I mean that. It's really wonderful. Thank you. Wow. Adam he's on it, this one. He is. So this is my last slide, only because I have immense gratitude for Chandra. So this is one that I shared once with a 5-year-old who's now 20. And he repeats this and recites it to meet people all the time. He said that made such a difference, kind of like your mom saying, just give a compliment each day. And I just said at random off the cuff, I just said, you know what? If you're not grateful, you are a, and he went, what? And I said, a great fool. And he went, ooh. He was only 5, now he's like 20, and he's like, I'm trying not to be a great fool, so I'm always trying to be grateful. So like that. Yes, sir.
Sometimes being not contented.
So being not content.
Yeah. Yeah. For the gratitude, sometimes the gratefulness you got today, sometimes you're not contented. So that's sometimes also a challenge to you.
Okay, so it means it doesn't last, it seems. Like the next day you wake up and you're not.
For example, someone gave you a service.
Someone
and
gave
you
me
are not
a service.
A service, and you're not so contented, you know.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes that's it's not also a good practice for us.
Okay. Not sure I got that. I was going to say thank you and move on, but I kind of really want to feel like I understood what you said. Can someone help me? Did you understand?
Maybe what he was trying to say is if you don't feel satisfied with
Yes.
certain things, then
Yeah,
it's
that's
hard to be
simply that's it.
grateful when
Okay.
you feel this dissatisfaction.
Got you. Okay, so this is one of the challenges to being
Yeah, yeah.
having an attitude of gratitude. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and also the practice of being grateful should be embodied, you know, by practicing all those
Principles.
practices, that the norms that you just taught.
Yes. Very
To
nice.
inculcate all those norms. Should be a norms, a social norms or physical norms or anything. Should be a norms. You know, right?
Yeah, personal.
Embodied it.
We need to
practice
be
it.
the change we want to see in the world. So if each and every one of us start to do that, at least we can take up Eric's mom's advice, and at least try to compliment a person or make one person feel valued each day. Thank you, Vishwamitra Prabhu. You're a proper Muni. And we'll end with Mink,
Don't accept thank you.
and then I'm going to hand it over to Chandra.
I think I got what you're saying. You made me think of a colleague of mine that I don't feel satisfied with their work. And rather than being in this state of criticizing or blaming, just being in a place of appreciation for them being there, the work that they do and they perform, and the assistance that I do receive. Yes, let me just be in a place of appreciation. Right. Right.
Mink, that's beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Okay, so I'll conclude here. I'm grateful to all of you again for your valuable time this evening. As I mentioned in the beginning, you could be anywhere doing anything right now, but you all chose to be here, so I'm very grateful to you for that. And I'm grateful that most all of you stayed awake while I was talking, which is a great feat for me. And I hope that we are able to break bread together in a few moments and be grateful for the bountiful offering. Huh?
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. Woohoo! So actually, Chandra has gone to great lengths to make quite a kind of traditional Thanksgiving, minus maybe a few items.
We got the
Tofurkey?
Yeah, tofurkey.
Tofu.
Curd bird, but.
Curd bird. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much.
So once again, thank you very much, Jai Nitai Prabhu. Everyone give a nice round of applause for Jai Nitai Prabhu. I just wanted to share one thought. I met, there was a teacher who wrote some books. He's actually teaches at a Bhakti school in Australia. And you're saying when it comes to children or just kind of like training people, oftentimes there's like, on one side we're lenient, the other side we're very strict. And he learned how, like you said, catch somebody doing something right, that how we're so hungry for attention. And if we get attention for just doing the wrong things, and we'll do it. We actually, it's like
Very
it's
nice.
it's the
Thank you.
food, it's the junk food though. And so when you give kids the attention, catching any small thing that they do right, then they actually want to do that more. And so it's a one way. It's not a sense of like ignoring or neglecting the misbehavior, but it can be actually a very more thoughtful way to kind of help the person kind of grow into what you would like to see. And then it becomes, and for us it's like if you have a Prius, then everywhere you drive, you're like, oh, there's a Prius, oh, there's a Prius. So if we try to look for gratitude, we'll start finding reasons to be grateful all the time. So it's always good to have this reminder. And so in order to get ourselves in a nice, healthy appetite, we like to end the program with a lively kirtan. So if everyone can stand up, and we'll do some kirtan. Thank you.